All right, UFC 327 took place last night. What a card! The greatest heavyweight fight of all time. The return of Livin La Vida Costa, the next light heavyweight champion, and the new light heavyweight champion in an absolute joke of a fight. Yuri Prohaska losing with honor or just being a moron. We'll get into it. Carlos Ulberg, the new champ, but we won't see him again for a while. Blows out his knee. A lot of extracurricular stuff happening as well. Josh Hokic on the White House card. Gable Stevenson is in the UFC. A lot to talk about, fellas. What did you think of the card as a whole? Or let me just start, Justin. We were just talking about this heavyweight title or this heavyweight fight, which some are saying is the best heavyweight fight of all time, and some disagree. What were your thoughts on that fight on Josh Hokic versus Curtis Blades? Because that was one of my favorite fights ever, man. And you seem to disagree a little bit.
No. Like I said, I enjoyed the fight big time. I have to give credit to Josh Hokic. I thought he would get fraud checked by Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades, a friend of the program, but clearly didn't hit cardio during this camp. He was gassed after 2 minutes. But hey, that's also a credit to Mr. Hokic coming out, landing heavy shots early, kind of stunning Blades off the rip. I think that has something to do with the effects of that. But no, I thought it was a great fight, very entertaining fight. I just thought after about 2 minutes, it turned into this no technique, both gas slugfest where Hokic at least, he showed up for that NFL character that he has, the grit to bite down on the mouthpiece and exchange a little bit. Where these UFC guys, they get fatigued and like Blades, and they're just like throwing these little puppet shots for the next 2 rounds. But yeah, hats off to Josh Hokic. Big win for him. I think with his act and everything, the UFC clearly likes him and they want to push him as they are with him immediately throwing him at the White House in a very favorable matchup that I think he'll dominate Derek Lewis. And I think we have now that they're building themselves a little prospect at heavyweight. So what do you think, Scotty?
You think he does Derek Lewis like that?
Easily, bro.
100%, dude. 100%.
This Derek Lewis, yeah. 5 years ago, I would have told you maybe something different, but
Scotty, did this give you Hokic's performance? Did that give you some motivation that you might have to get in the octagon? You could be fighting for a UFC title within the next calendar year.
It definitely did. It's crazy also too, bro. He's 230. Going up.
He's 6 foot, dude. He's a middleweight. He's a middleweight.
He could be fullback, or he was fullback, right?
Yeah.
What's his height?
He's 6 foot or 6'1".
Gotcha.
6 foot 230. That's those are Justin's measurables.
I know.
You're 6'1", maybe, huh?
6'3 3/4.
Shout out.
That's actually, dude. He's my size, bro, and he's out there beating up Curtis Blades. That's the thing I don't understand.
He's probably bigger than he is, though.
Huh?
Yeah, right now I'm 6'3 3/4, 241. I'm ready for my heavyweight title.
When people start mentioning 3/4, I don't think I've ever heard that, bro. But yeah.
Well, if you go to the combine, they go to the.
But usually they don't mention it again, But bro, I was honestly like, it seemed like it was like not a make-a-wish, but it was like a fan. I don't know how to describe it. It almost felt like he couldn't lose. It was like a fan experience who was like talking a ton of shit, and they just were like, all right, well, go fight a top 5 heavyweight. And he just he seemed like he was like drunk or something. Like it felt like a true backyard brawl, and he just couldn't go out, dude. Neither of them. If you said, 2 minutes into that fight was going to go 15 minutes, I don't think anyone would believe you. I thought that was the fact, both of their chins, bro. And what makes no sense for Hokic and Scotty, I mean, you trained a lot more than either of us. Like, bro, he's never been in a dogfight like that. Curtis Blades has fought Francis Ngannou. He's fought Tom Aspinall. He's fought everyone in the top 5 for the last decade. Like, he's gotten rocked. He's been in dogfights. Like, how is he able to survive that type of fight? It makes no sense. Obviously, it's the football grit, but man, do you think he's like a legit – where does he go from here, dude? Like, can he beat any of these other guys ahead of him?
Go ahead,
Scotty.
Scotty.
Train is rolling, baby, and I am aboard.
Me too.
I think his performance last night, and people might, think I'm a little biased, but I'm dead serious when I say this. This is what I mean when it comes to especially at the heavier weights, the wrestling, bro. We're like Curtis Blades is considered one of the better wrestlers at heavyweight. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, when you are a legitimate athlete, whether it's a football, I'm telling you, like, don't get me wrong. If you go wrestle some dude that's been wrestling his whole life, whatever, like I'm sure your first day on the mats, he's gonna fucking take you down,
Like
no
a
problem.
Gable.
But I just think that when you're a guy like that, you played football your whole life, you have this base to you and everything. Like, bro, you saw Blades was spamming takedowns at the beginning, but he couldn't fucking get it because, like, and Hokip did wrestle. He wrestled in college and all that stuff. I'm not saying he's obviously different, but
Yeah.
like, I'm just saying, I feel like when you have that athleticism, and it's not, I don't know if Hokip's like this freak of nature athlete, whatever, but it's like, I just think it helps you so much in the fight game. Like, even Aaron Pico's fight, who we'll talk about in a little bit, like, he's this great wrestler, but he couldn't MMA wrestling and like regular wrestling are totally different. It's like not even it's not even comparable. And I just think that like athleticism, your ability to like sprawl and things like that, like favors a guy like Hokit so much in that division. You know what I mean?
Dude, 100%. Yeah, I think obviously he has the wrestling background, like you said, with the football. But like, bro, Curtis Blades is 4 inches taller and has 35 pounds on him, and he wasn't even close to like doing anything with his grappling. And Blades has been the face of like wrestling at that division for the last decade or so, right? So I couldn't believe that fight, and I can't believe, dude, at the end of the first round, like a round that he lost, and he seemed like he was celebrating almost making it to the end of the first. And that would have been cool. Even if like he comes out and gets knocked out in the second, it would still be like, holy fuck, Hokic proved that like he can fight a little bit and he's a dog. And then he went out there and he won the next 2 rounds, bro. Here's the game plan. If you're Josh Hokic, you come in today, tomorrow, and you just completely drop the shtick and you just be yourself because everyone's gonna love him anyway, bro. He doesn't need to do talk about the Latina mommies and do all this weird stuff. Like, bro, when you proved you're a dog, you already got there. You're in the top 5. Like, just drop it. People will already love you either way. So I think that's what he should have done. I think Colby should have hopped off the train after he fought Usman the second time, and Hokic has a great opportunity to do it right now. All right, let's get into the main event here. City Kickboxing has a champion again. What an absolute joke of a performance. So, this guy, you couldn't even wear the
Dude, I hate with Scotty, bro. This is a guy.
I will say, I disregard our fucking build-up video to it because none of my picks hit. It was just like wipe the slate clean.
Dude, welcome. That's the worst thing about recording these picks on camera, you know, because I usually like to sit on the fence and just say I was right either way, but now there's proof that I was wrong. And I was wrong. I think, Justin, you were the one, you predicted this one correctly. I mean, could we have all seen a check left hook? That was kind of the game plan. That was what everyone knew was going to happen. What did you think of this fight? Obviously Olberg getting hurt. It seemed like, anytime there's an injury that early, you think of like an O'Malley back in the day versus Cheetah, or the guy could barely stand. You're like, damn, bro, like we maybe we're going to have a great fight on our hands, and now it's over. What did you think of this performance? Carlos Olberg, he is now a champion, and Yuri Prohaska might never get there again.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, I mean, going into it, we kind of knew that it was a matchup that I think even you guys, although you picked Yuri, you guys kind of agreed that it was a favorable matchup for Olberg. He came into the sport as a kickboxer. That's his base. That's his go-to. And a guy like Yuri who kind of just fights recklessly. And honestly, like, I don't even understand. Like, I love Yuri, but I just don't understand it. Like, even like the fucking samurai, fucking all this shit, bro. Like, you can do it. It's great. If he believes and truly, like, I love it. I respect it. But bro, then go into the fight and fucking execute and like actually defend yourself. You fucking march forward and hop forward in the you might as well stick your chin and tongue out and just say, hit me. That's like how he fights. And it's like, I don't know, bro. I'm very, like I said, I'm happy to be right in Olberg getting the KO and stuff. But, the lead up to the fight, the week, like I said, like 4 or 5 days ago when they did their like headshots or whatever, people were all over Twitter saying, yo, like, I think Olberg's injured. His body looks completely like he doesn't look in good shape. And so like, I was like, okay, like this could be true. And then what do you know? We get 3 minutes into the fight and his knee buckles, and I'm assuming he had the injury before the fight. That it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, happy for Olberg. Like I said, the division needed a new face, and they have it. But now, I can assume we're probably going to get like a an interim title fight with Mr. Costa or something, because Olberg's going to be on the shelf for at least 8 months probably. So I think MMA, you could probably come back from an ACL in like 8 months, I would assume.
Yeah.
So
especially at this division where there's no like clear other guy. I mean, this was for a vacant belt anyway. Scotty, how do you? I know with the injury, you know, maybe he's not going to fight super quickly. But how do you see the Carlos Ulberg era going? Is this a guy that could reign for a while? I mean, I know he's the oldest prospect ever, right? He's like 35, 36 years old, but like he's on like a 9-10 fight win streak. That was super impressive. Back-to-back first-round knockouts. Could you see Carlos Ulberg running this division for a while?
Before yesterday, I would have said no, but after that performance, but yes and no. Yes, because after like the way he looked last night, but no, like like we said, he's 35. He's gonna be coming off an ACL. Like obviously, the older you get, coming off of serious injuries like that, you know, it takes a toll. But you know, he's got the skill set. So I'm interested to seeing how the Pereira and Gane fight goes. Say Cyril wins, would Alex come back down? Is he going to stay at heavyweight? That'd be a fun fight.
No, he comes back down and reclaims the title with ease at that.
Ease.
No way. I think, dude, him versus Ulberg is a great fight.
It's a great fight, but
Pereira is like 250 now. Who knows if he's going to want to do that? Oh, dude, light heavyweight stinks. Light heavyweight is so bad. Like, I think Ulberg is in a good position.
That's why they're doing if he loses, that's kind of why I feel like they're doing it. Like he doesn't die if he does get beat, he doesn't die. They just send him back to light heavyweight. You have a striker matchup for him. You know what I mean? So,
yo, I was pulling up the rankings. Do you remember, was it Magomed Ankalaev? You guys remember that guy, dude? What the fuck? How is he like, he wins, he loses. He probably should have got a rematch, but he doesn't. And then, like, where is he, bro? Is he ever going to fight again? What am I missing?
They don't care.
You're a big Ankalaev fan, Justin. No,
they don't care. They don't want him to be champion, so it doesn't matter. They'll put him on the shelf as long as they can.
Bro, I agree 100% with what you said, bro. Like, I love the samurai stuff with Yuri. I really do. But like, I hate, it's almost like he has a built-in excuse. I hate that like the headline from this fight is like, wow, Yuri's the first guy to lose with honor. Like he lost because like he didn't take advantage of the injury. First of all, he started spamming. Huh?
You're saying there's a whole lot of coping going on.
Dude, he was spamming. He's spamming the kicks. That was honor, and then he's taunting him while the guy can barely stand. What is samurai honorable about that? It's being a fucking idiot. It's throwing out the game plan, and then he got fucking clipped. So he would have lost anyway because that's the way he fights. So let's not. He lost to a guy on one leg who could barely stand, and he's still charging like an idiot. He didn't hurt Ulberg a single time. So let's not say he lost. And then Yuri right after he said, "I need a rematch because that was bad." Like I. What did he say?
Yuri needs to change weight classes. 205 is done.
Humble
He's done.
And the honor. Like
he's fought for the title 10 times, and I don't even understand how. Like it's time for him to move up or move down. I don't care. I don't want to see him at light heavyweight. Waste of time.
Wait till September. Yuri Prohaska back in this. Carlos Ulberg is out. Yuri Prohaska, infinite title shot glitch. He's like the Cyril Gane of light heavyweight. And who will be fighting? The next guy we're going to talk about, Paulo Living La Vida Costa. Is back. Wow.
See, that's the I remember.
Know what? I'm going to do you one
better,
Scotty.
No, Scotty. Back in the day, he didn't spam the body kicks back in the day. He was just a boxer.
This is the best version of Paulo Costa. He is so fast for that. He's very fast for 185, and at 205, he might be the fastest guy in the division. Mirzakhanov is a problem, dude, and I mean, he looked good. Like it's not like that was some, he got to that point undefeated top 5 for a reason, right? And Paulo Costa just lit him up and finished him with a head kick, which you don't see very often. That guy's kicks are unreal. He's so fast. That was the best version of him, right? We talk about Uriah Hall and 200-year-old Johnny Hendricks back in the day. I think this is the best version of Paulo Costa that we've ever seen. He's I don't know what happened after the Izzy fight. Obviously, he had all his confidence gone. But Scotty, what is this guy? Should he stay at light heavyweight now because he's going to have a pretty high number next to his name?
Absolutely. Taking all that weight off is just it's doing nothing but harm in his career. So Bro, hold on to the extra weight. Stay at 205. He's fucking on his way.
Khalil Roundtree.
Striker's paradise.
That would be a fun
Striker's
fight. A lot of kicks going on. That's going to be a tough
lot of
moment for the
kicking.
shins the next day. Justin, you hated Paulo Costa back in the day. I always told you this was going to happen. What did you think of last night, bro? Because honestly, it was kind of inspiring. I'm not going to lie. Like I feel like he was on such a low coming off that Izzy fight. And then he was kind of a meme, right? The Vittori thing, right? He's like, oh, that's your own personal problem when he missed weight by 20 pounds. And then he loses to Whitaker, loses to Strickland. That guy can't find a win. And now here he is, back-to-back wins, maybe the two best performances of his career. What do you think of Paulo Costa right now in the big 2026?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit before the pod. I thought a very impressive performance out of Paulo. I'll be interested to see what he looks like against an orthodox fighter, just because I want to see what he's a spammer of those body kicks and they work. He's mixing it to the body and then the head. But against an orthodox guy, I don't know if that kick's necessarily going to be there. So I'm interested to see what he would do in that sense. But yeah, I think he stays at 205, no doubt. Weight cut's much easier, and then I mean, the division's such a joke that they'll probably give him like either a title shot or a number one contender fight within his next fight. So I think it's a no-brainer to stay at 205. Looked great last night, and yeah. Bro, like you said, I think it's good for the sport too to have him kind of back and have him like he actually looked good, and I think he's somebody that can sell a little bit for the UFC to an extent, and the 205 division needs as much help as it can get. So I'm all for it.
Dude, you know who's ranked 5th right now at light heavyweight? Blachowicz.
John Blachowicz.
Wait, he beat Guskov recently. Bro, the guy had lost like 4 in a row before that. Am I fucking losing my mind?
Blachowicz fought at like one time in the last like 5 years. So
he fought Guskov and then Oldberg. That was a bad fight. But yeah, I think if you're the UFC, especially in this Paramount era, dude, if Costa's rolling, like throw him in there. I mean, they're not going to give Ankalaev. Could we even see Khalil Roundtree versus Paulo Costa for the vacant belt, dude? I don't know. I hope Oldberg comes back quick because, like I said, light heavyweight kind of stinks right now. So another prediction of mine, Josh Hokic, how the fuck is he supposed to turn around in 2 months and fight on the White House card? He's fought 3 times in the last like 6 months or something. So is that actually going to happen 2 months from now? Will he be able to be ready for Derek Lewis?
He wasn't too beat up anyway. He was just fucking.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. I don't think he took much damage last night, to be honest. Like that was like, I don't.
It was hard to tell. Like he does.
He was kind of playing the act. Like he was trying to get, like he would make try to get Blades to throw like a barrage of shots when he realized he was gassed, and then he would kind of just wear them, like just right, and then just go on his spurt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. But that's so funny that they made that fight that night. What else we got? We got Gable Stevenson.
We do have a future champion at featherweight with Mr. Pico. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Pico.
I agree.
Hebs, do you smell that? It smells like filet, some appetizers.
Appetizers only. Appetizers and drinks is what
what does he think this is? What does he think
We'll roll the tape. We'll roll the tape. That is not at all
trying to be different, okay? Jesus
what does he
Christ.
think? Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll give you a chance to make it back on the next card. Don't worry.
Yeah, how about we just keep a running tab and then
we'll just keep it. We'll just keep the running tab going.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, going with Pitbull's 40 years of age, bro. Like, let's grow up. Aaron Pico is a stud. Obviously good to get back in the win column, or his first win in the UFC. Justin, you actually think he could be a problem in this division, right?
No, I do, for sure. I think he has he kind of has it all. The only thing I will say that, like, obviously we know that the chin is suspect. I think it's clear as day, but with him, it's like, I need to see a little bit more, I think, in the wrestling department. I know he's this credentialed wrestler and everything, but I think if he's going to become champion, he's going to need to be able to implement that in a more dominant way. He wasn't really able to get many takedowns. And Pitbull is a low compact, guy. I would say he's easy to take down and things like that. But I also feel like Pico sometimes almost tries to be like too like 1-2 hook every fucking time with his boxing. But like you said, he still is kind of fresh. Like I know he's fought for a little bit, but he's got a lot more
He's like
experience.
28 or something.
Yeah.
He's not
So
even 30.
I think he's just fine. I saw someone talk about how they like showed a picture of his weight cut and like how like they're like you wonder why this guy gets knocked out, like this is what he's doing. And I can kind of I agree with that to an extent, but I think he's good enough to where if he can avoid getting flatlined, which is a big if. But in that division, there's not too many guys that are like devastating KO guys. I mean, the Leroy Murphy shot, like that's going to put anybody out if it lands. So you know, I think the future's bright for Pico. I think he has a strong chance to become a future champion down the road for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the debut, like again, yeah, he looked great, and then anyone goes out on that shot, that wasn't a chin problem. Certainly doesn't help his chin, but I love that he's at 45. I think it makes that division a little more exciting. But you're right, he probably should move to 55. I thought that was a fake picture, that weight cut, dude. He like the veins, the abs, dude. He looked like an alien. What else happened? Johnny Walker, Dom Reyes, no thanks.
Next.
Cub Swanson. I mean, what's up? We got Cub Swanson and Michael Chiesa both get a better standoff than Stipe. I mean, it's like anyone these days. The family with Trump. What an interesting. I mean, we don't have to get into the Trump. Though. Why does Trump need a walkout every time, bro? Like they do it like it's he's about to fight, dude. He walks out.
God, he said it perfectly last night. We're paying fucking $4.50 for gas, and this guy's walking out with fucking Dana to the fucking UFC event. Like, what are we doing, dude?
And why do they pause? They pause the broadcast. It's like the Rogies and they all need to go like pay their respects. It's so weird. Him being there, whatever. It's one thing. They stop the event every time, and Dana's like, it's nothing to do with politics. He's a friend of mine. Like
this is like I understand he's the president and all that, but like, why do people act like Donald Trump is like? I'm asking, like I'm like seriously asking. Everyone has political views, whatever. I'm just asking, why do people like when they're standing in the vicinity of this guy, like act like he's like God?
It's like Jesus.
Like,
no, bro.
I just don't understand why. Like if I was at a UFC event and Donald Trump comes walking by, like I don't think I need to like. I saw like people last night have their phone out like right here while they're like shaking his hand. Like, bro, I'll shake your hand, sure, but like I don't care to like be like here, man.
It's very
like,
strange.
What are we doing?
It's very strange,
so
and the
weird.
fact that it's like couldn't be more of a spectacle. Dude, they pause the event. They do it every fucking time. He goes to like 6 events a year, and they stop the fucking fights, and then they stop the literal broadcast for him to go do the pull in with DC. Just he has no idea who he is. Look at this guy, big black guy. Wow, look
He's
at
great.
One of my favorites. And then actually, he kind of made the Costa. Did you see after that? Because Costa walked over. He's like, way too good looking to be a fighter, this guy, but what a fighter he is.
Yeah.
Bro, that was brutal. I just wanted to do my Trump impression, but so fucking weird. I still don't think the White House card is going to happen. I'm not convinced of it. Scotty, am I crazy, bro? You're the man on the inside. I don't think it's going to happen.
Dana would lose his fucking left arm before he doesn't let that event happen.
He might lose his left arm in the process, brother. That's kind of what I'm talking. There's a lot going on right now. I don't know.
Like shit like that. What are they going to do if it rains?
That's what I'm saying.
Like that.
No, he said the way they'll have it built. He said the way they'll have it built, the rain is no problem. The only thing that can affect it is lightning. They would have to pause it for
which
lightning.
Is very likely in DC in June.
It can't Good.
I hope it goes to shit. Fuck.
So do I. It's insane. It's the dumbest fucking idea.
Who's headlining the next fucking card? Fucking.
What if we got tickets though? You would go though, huh? What if we were
White House?
Yeah,
Yes, sir, Trump.
Yes, Mr. President.
Delete the tapes, dude. We're fine.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Well, you said Dana said they're giving out like 50,000 tickets, like for like a viewing party across the street. Like the whole thing just reeks. I don't really know what to say, but at least we have my brother Josh Hokic, who I've always been a huge fan of. I've always supported the gimmick, a comedic genius, and he's fighting Derek Lewis. He's going to knock him. Remember, Derek Lewis just quit against Waldo Cortez. I thought that was like his retirement fight. Now he's about to get sparked out by a football player. Any other thoughts on this card, bro? I thought it was a great card. Oh, Gable Stevenson, any thoughts on him? Another heavyweight. He'll be fighting Hokic for the title in probably a year.
I would love to see that right away. Fuck
Right?
fuck a build up.
Gabe would probably work him, to be honest with you.
I think so. Maybe quite easily.
Dude, I think this proves with Hoke what Hokic's been able to do. Like, I think Gable he's ready to roll right now. Like, I could see him like being a top 10 ready in like a year or two, right?
They'll take it. Oh, they'll take it slow with him, like build him up. But I mean, the divisions. Yeah, he'll be able to beat. He could beat Curtis Blades fucking tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like a Martian Tybura, and then bang, contender fight, and then you're in.
Spivak, something like that at the Apex. All right, real quick. What do I already kind of said it, but what do you want next at the light heavyweight? So Oldberg, let's say he's out for 8, 9, 10 months. Who would be fighting for the vacant light heavyweight strap right now?
I mean, the right fight would probably be Ankalaev Costa, but they won't make that fight probably. So
Roundtree Costa, I think it happens.
Roundtree Costa,
I like it.
Somehow Yuri might sneak his way in there again.
Didn't Roundtree just? Who did Roundtree just? What was his last fight?
Yuri.
Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Okay, so Costa versus Yuri then, because Yuri beat him. I agree.
Stop, bro.
Good point. What else? Anything else in the
if
world
Yuri fights for an interim title, the 205 interim title next, I will quit podcasting. All right, that is official. I'm putting that on record.
You're throwing in the microphone. You're done,
dude. I'm done. If he fights for an interim title, I'm actually done.
He said he deserves a rematch, bro. That was kind of a fluky performance. That's the worst part. Is that people want to call him
Bellator. Head to Bellator, Bob.
That's the worst part, bro. Like he would have lost. There's no way he wins that fight. Like there's no way. That was the guy was on one leg and could barely stand, and he still clips you. What an absolute joke. Any closing remarks?
Oh, everyone get excited. We got Gilbert Burns headlining this next weekend at the Apex.
Dude,
I can't.
Gilbert has an 11. When was the last time Gilbert Burns won a fight, dude? He's got an 11.
I think during COVID. I think COVID time.
When he beat up Woodley.
Yeah, he lost to Hamzat.
That was a great. That's one of my favorite fights, dude.
No, that was a great fight.
All right, sweet, nicely done. That was a great freaking card. I thought. Hell yeah. All right, boys.
Let's see what else happened.